Hi everyone! In today's video, I'm going to show you how to successfully install Ubuntu OS virtually on Windows using VirtualBox. Before we dive in, let's quickly understand what VirtualBox is. VirtualBox is an incredible free tool that allows you to run a virtual computer inside your current system. It's perfect for experimenting with different operating systems like Ubuntu without making any changes to your main setup. Sounds exciting, right? So let's get started. First, we need to download two essential items, VirtualBox and the Ubuntu ISO file. Open your browser and search for VirtualBox download. Head over to the official Oracle VirtualBox website. Once there, click on the download button. Now you'll need to select the appropriate platform package. Since we're working on Windows, choose Windows Host and download the VirtualBox setup file. Next, search for Ubuntu download in your browser and visit Ubuntu's official website. Make sure to download the latest version, which is Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. Don't worry, I'll include all the download links in the description below for your convenience. Keep in mind, the Ubuntu ISO file is about 5 gigabytes, so depending on your internet speed, the download may take a little while. Once the downloads are complete, let's install the VirtualBox. Double-click the installer and follow the on-screen instructions. Choose the default settings unless you have specific preferences. After installation, open VirtualBox. Now it's time to boot into Ubuntu. First, click on New in the VirtualBox Manager. Give your virtual machine a name, something like Ubuntu 24.04 VM. By default, the installation path will be set to the C drive. You can leave it as is, or you can change it to another drive if you prefer. Just make sure you have enough available space on your hard drive. To change the path, click on Other and select your desired location. For this tutorial, I'll choose the D drive and create a new folder there. Next, notice that Linux is automatically selected as the type. If it isn't, you can manually select it. For the version, choose Ubuntu 64-bit. Now, allocate the Ubuntu ISO file that we downloaded earlier by clicking on the relevant option. make sure to check Skip Unattended Installation. If it's grayed out, don't worry. This just means we'll set the username and password later during the setup process. Next, it's time to allocate RAM for the virtual machine. The recommended minimum is 4 GB, but for a smoother experience, I'll allocate more. I have 32 GB of RAM on my system, so I'll assign 8 GB to the VM. Keep in mind, it's best not to allocate more than half of your total RAM. And don't worry, this won't affect your main operating system's performance. The RAM is only used while the virtual OS is running. Click Next. Now, let's move on to the processor. You'll need to decide how many cores to allocate. To check how many cores your machine has, open Task Manager. Go to the Performance tab, click on CPU, and look for the Cores section. In my case, I have 6 cores, so I'll allocate 3 to the virtual machine. Let me share something important. I finalized these settings after encountering several errors and lags during installation. For example, when I tried allocating 4 cores, I ran into a soft lockup error midway through the installation. Reducing it to 3 cores solved the problem. As a rule of thumb, allocate no more than half of your available cores. For instance, if you have 2 cores, assign 1. If you have 12 cores, assign 6. Click Next. Now for the hard disk allocation. Ubuntu requires at least 25 GB of storage, but it's always better to allocate more. For this setup, I'll assign 80 GB of space to ensure smooth operation. Once done, click on Finish. Now that Ubuntu has been added to the list, we need to tweak a few more settings before starting the installation. With Ubuntu selected, click on Settings. Under General, go to the Advanced tab. Here, in the Shared Clipboard and Drag and Drop options, select Bidirectional. This setting allows you to seamlessly drag and drop files and share the clipboard between your host OS and the virtual machine. Next, under Display Settings in the Graphics Controller section, select either VBoxVGA or VBoxSVGA. Leaving it set to the default, VMSVGA may lead to issues like screen freezing, black screens, or graphic driver errors during installation. If you notice a small screen issue like this, adjust the scale factor to 200%. This will enlarge the display, making it easier to navigate the installation wizard. Don't worry, once Ubuntu is fully set up, we can work on fixing the display permanently. That's all for now. Click OK. Now click Start to begin the installation. The virtual machine is booting up. When you see the screen with Try or Install Ubuntu, select it. If a pop-up appears saying, "Something went wrong," don't worry. Just wait a moment. It will disappear on its own. Now you'll see the Ubuntu desktop. Click on the Install Ubuntu icon to start the installation process. First, select your preferred language and click Next. Now choose your keyboard layout. You may see a message saying, "No Wi-Fi device detected." Select Use wired connection. Even if you're connected to Wi-Fi, this option will work perfectly fine. Click Next. When prompted, how would you like to install Ubuntu? Choose Interactive Installation. Next, you'll see an option asking, what apps would you like to install to start with? I'll stick with the default selections. For the question, install proprietary software? I recommend selecting both options. Once that's done, click Next. Now it's time to create your user account. Enter your preferred username. I'll use Rock as an example. Type in your password and confirm it. Make sure to remember your username and password, as you'll need them to log in. The time zone will be automatically selected for you. Click Install. The installation process has started. This might take some time. For me, it took nearly an hour to complete, so don't panic if it feels like it's stuck. It's perfectly normal. Finally, once the installation is complete, click Restart. Upon restarting, you'll see a message asking you to remove the installation media, then press Enter. Here's how to unmount the Ubuntu ISO file from VirtualBox 1. In the Ubuntu menu bar, click on Devices. 2. Select Optical Drives and choose the Ubuntu ISO file path. 3. Click on Remove Disk from Virtual Drive. Choose Force Unmount. Now power off Ubuntu and restart VirtualBox. Start Ubuntu. And log in with your password. Congratulations! Your Ubuntu virtual operating system is ready to explore. Let's test it out by opening Firefox. If you can't connect to the internet, don't worry. I've created another video showing how to connect to Wi-Fi on Ubuntu in VirtualBox. Be sure to check it out. And that's it, guys. I hope this video helped you successfully install Ubuntu virtually. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Tech2AI. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.